Hello everyone, welcome to Jargus Ranger Reviews. This time we're looking at the season finale of Dino Charge, one more Energem. So this picks up almost right off the heels of, not the last episode, but the one before it, where Sledge got the purple Energem. And the Vivics are in hazmat suits dealing with some sort of acid. But that's not important now at all, because Poisandra is about to leave for good, because she's sick of waiting on Sledge. But then he begs her and he says that, just let me get one more Energem, and I promise we'll get married. He should have begged a little bit more to make it more funny. Because in this scene, he sounds just too confident about it when his girl is leaving him right in his face. So yeah, he's ready to bring his fight to the Rangers from the start. And now, down on Earth, the Rangers have put together a little robot called Gitbot that can seek out and just grab an Energem laying around. Because they're going to get that purple Energem no matter what. And they know it's going to be a big battle so much that they even called in Philip to join the effort. He almost forgot about the Graphite Ranger, didn't you? So the plan is to stick a Gitbot into one of Sledge's transport pods when he comes down and send him back to take out the Energem. And good timing finishing up their plan too, because soon after they detect some alien signals and then go out to catch. Except this time, Sledge himself appears with his jetpack. He means business. But fortunately, we have help from Keeper. He's there trying to counter the power of the Energem, but it's not helping, and his staff gets lost, so he is captured. And to make things worse, Sledge tears the red Energem straight out of Tyler's suit. So now he has two Energems, and he can go marry Poseidon. Oh, but he is not done yet. Kendall jumps in the pod, because she was there, along with Gitbot, because she needs to keep his stick back so that he will have a fighting chance. And Sledge, while he's busy, does not want the Rangers interfering, so he has a big ugly monster that we don't really get to see too good a look at called Greenzilla, because it's big, green, and ugly. So the Rangers have to try fighting it, except for Tyler and Shelby. They get on the Plesiozord and head into space to help Sledge. They get on the Plesiozord and head into space to go fight Sledge. Speaking of which, on his prison ship, Kendall and Gitbot come out of the pod and they're in an also commonly seen prison hallway. Unfortunately, there's another hazmat suit right near her, so she puts it on because Wrench is nearby, and he gives her a box with the purple Energem, which he orders to put into the vault, which of course she slips into her pocket. Of course, she can't leave yet. She still has to find Keeper and the red Energem now, which Sledge has, and he's going to use it to change the magnet beam into a laser cannon to destroy the Rangers and be able to take their Energems. And Poisandra gets mad at him for that, because he's trying to get the other six when he promised they were gonna get together finally after he got his second one. And the Megazord is struggling in its battle against Greenzilla. Just none of its attacks are helping. They can't even damage it at all. And the whole time that Kendall was walking around, and the whole time that Kendall was on the ship, so is Gitbot. We see little shots of him just searching for the Energem to grab. Unfortunately, her disguise is ruined and Kendall gets caught while she tried to handle some Vivics. So Sledge was about to incinerate them both, but fortunately some of the acid was left around and she uses it to put him down into the floor. And she slams it to the floor, it burns a hole into it, and they jump down to a couple of those blue guys. I can never remember what they're called. But they're there, they don't have their weapons, but Kendall fends them off and runs. But then the purple Energem glows and it fuses her and she becomes the Purple Ranger. And Shelby and Tyler finally get in there with their blasters. And everyone but Keeper is shocked that she's become the Purple Ranger. But Keeper knows it's fine because she had the courage all along to do it. I mean, she even put herself in danger with no power and no real battle experience. So yeah, I'd say she deserves it after all this. And now the ship is going to emergency lockdown as the trio is heading back down to Earth. But Tyler overhears Sledge talking about the laser cannon. So he says that he's gonna stay behind right as the doors are shutting. So they kinda have no choice. But hey, at least the Plesiocharged Megazord can join the battle now, help even the odds. So on the bridge, Tyler finds the Energem glowing on a panel that's right below the button to fire the magnet beam. It's so obviously simple, you would never think to look for it there. But Sledge catches him before he can grab it, and the two start fighting. But Tyler is, of course, he can't match his strength alone. So Sledge gloats and tries to hit the button for the magnet beam, but it's not working. So so it keeps hitting it, and it turns out during their short scuffle, Gitbot grabbed it and gave it to Tyler. So after a few blasts and exchange of blows, the ship is damaged and starts plummeting towards the Earth. Now once it's further in the atmosphere, Tyler jumps out and starts falling to the ground himself. And we see a big explosion in his visor as the ship keeps going down. Poisandra calls Sledge a half-brain. And we get a nice bit of humor, because after 65 millions of years, you're just now figuring that out. That was really fun to see with them. Fortunately for Tyler, the Pterosaur saves him. And now it's time to really finish the battle, because the plus 2 charge Megazord they combine with is the T-Rex Zord, which he still calls Rexy. And it looks like a lot like one of the 90s styles Megazords, but it has the T-Rex head at right in the middle of its chest or its stomach. It's like huge, so finally Greenzilla is taking damage from a blast from that chest. And just like in its debut battle, the finishing move is the Galactic Blast. But this time it has like a snake-like thing come out after the blast to run in to destroy him. Kind of like the Dragon Fist from Dragon Ball Z. I thought it looked pretty cool. So with all that said, it looks like the battle is won. And Kiba explains to the Rangers that they'll be bound to the Dino Spirit until the last 2 Energems are found. But with Sledge gone, it seems that they don't need to stick around anymore. So they all go their separate ways doing their own thing. And Shelby gets a little bit closer with Tyler and they team up to help find his dad together. And along the way they meet Riley, who's having car trouble again, just like when they first met in episode 2. And he has his own theory about where the other Energems are, talking about how the Ichthyosaur was found just outside the city. I didn't really go into detail, but I'm assuming he's gonna think it's Energem is somewhere nearby, like their purple one was in New Zealand. Just a hunch. So that's one gem down, theoretically, but there's still another one unaccounted for. But then in the wreckage of Sledge's ship, we don't see him, Vendroid, Poisandra, but we see Heckle's solitary cell. The door is opening, and we see the face of a monster in the darkness coming out, and he's about to have his turn. And that's where it all ends. So yeah, it looks like we're getting a true monster form for Heckle, not just an enemy who looks human. Yeah, this whole time when the ship was falling down, I was wondering what's going to happen with Heckle, because they spend a few episodes building up to him that he's so dangerous, and now we really know that he is a monster because we see that face. Plus we saw some sort of tentacle thing that time he grabbed Poisandra. So the question remains for when the season continues. Is he gonna be a major villain, the main villain, to replace Sledge? Or is Sledge and crew still going to be active and we're gonna have 2 competing villains? We don't know. It creates a good dynamic mystery that we won't know for a couple months at all. And the episode itself was really great and it was cleverly written too. I mean, we were finally seeing Poisandra have enough of Sledge's shit, and she just wants to get on with their plans already. And Sledge is taking his ambitions to the next level, only for it to blow up in his face. Oh well. The real disappointment here is Prince Philip, or Graphite Ranger. We never see him do a thing, except be in the Megazord with the fight. He barely has any lines at all. I mean, he was just there in the beginning just to show how serious this situation is. And that's it. That was kind of a letdown for me, because our first showing of the Graphite Ranger wasn't a very good one. Well, as far as showing him as a competent fighter, this would have been a great chance to show how he's improved since then. And he barely did a thing. That Gitbot and that acid foreshadowing was really clever, because it made for a good dramatic twist when Tyler looked like everything was lost. And I like that new Megazord formation a lot. And damn it, Savon, you really got me hyped for the next season, because this just blew me away. Megaforce had its good moments, but the rest was either not that good or just average. This was solid the whole way through. I mean, most of my complaints are a little nitpicky, but that's it. Dino Charge is a great season for Power Rangers. It's definitely worth a watch. I enjoyed every single episode of it from start to finish. Plus it was great to see Kendall get into the action for one. Now I wonder what kind of leadership role she'll take if she goes into battle between her and Tyler, because she leads from behind the front lines and Tyler leads on the battle. But now once they're active, those two things are gonna merge into one basically. So I hope they create some sort of broader team dynamic. We'll find out next season. I'm really looking forward to it, and so should you. And that's all for now. The Jargus Ranger Review will return next year when the season continues. Until then, thanks for watching, and let the power protect you.